Streets, like sweet morning dew. Excerpt. Yo, Streets, I can hear my heart pumping every time I'm around you. Your scent drives me insane. How many times will I allow you to break my heart? There are no words for shame. I often find myself reminiscing on the days we used to run astray. How I miss you. That energy you kept in my lungs and legs grew wild. Even though it's been years since I've held you, touched you, in my dreams sometimes they feel anew. Why didn't I listen to Granny when she said stay away from boys like you? I guess like a child discovering the flame from a stove for the first time, I was just too tempted to touch. From now until eternity, I'll forever be missing my other half. Streets, you're just too much. Chapter 1. Sin, Hook, Line, and Sinker. All right, everything's processed and in order. Welcome to Gaming Academy, Miss Sinclaire. If you would follow me, I'll give you a tour of the campus. Mr. Robinson said. I tried not to show too much excitement as he led me through the halls of the school. Since I was 5 years old, I had always had a passion for cards. Learning how to do all kinds of tricks with them was my addiction. It was impossible for you to be a part of my family and not know anything about cards. Every get-together, we were either playing dominoes or spades. It was pretty much a ritual. This is the chow hall. You have a lunch card that permits you 200 a month. Make sure you use it wisely. It has to stretch. I was simply taking everything in. This was so exciting to me. I practically begged my mom to let me go. She didn't want to have to hassle with the loans and payments, but when she saw how excited I was to join, she finally gave in. I was just too impressed on my first day of school. I had on my yellow form-fitting blouse with faded baby fat jeans. My favorite tan wedged heels were the finishing touch. I was amped. Once my tour was over and I was pretty much standing around admiring my new atmosphere, I couldn't help but think to myself, this year is going to be off the hook. I mean, we're pretty much playing games all day. How hard can that be? As I browsed through the different tables throughout the room, my excitement went through the roof. There were real casino tables in here. These were tables I was only used to seeing on the casino floors. As I spotted a table being occupied on the second floor, I noticed the dude slinging cards like a professional. When he spotted me and waved me over, I was intrigued, so I followed suit. He was a skinny, dark chocolate brother. Skinny jeans wearing swag. Wasn't really my type though. He reminded me more of the geeky weirdo type. The nigga was rocking a book bag for crying out loud. I kept my thoughts to myself though. He asked me, your first day? I nodded yes. I was more the quiet type. Antisocial, that's the word. I only fucked with who fucked with me. You ever dealt cards before? He said. Nah, I've only played little shit like Go Fish and I Declare War. I already know what you're thinking. Why would you join a gaming school with no experience in cards? I laughed to myself. He smiled and said, they actually like it better that way. It's easier for them to teach you on a clean slate. What's your name? I was so busy watching him shuffle the cards that I didn't hear him. When he asked me again, I looked up and said, oh, Sinclaire, what's yours? Tommy, but you can call me T. How long have you been playing? Shit, you looking like a professional over here. He laughed. That's when I noticed he had some pearly whites. A big smile full of pearly whites. Believe it or not, I just started like a month ago. I had never played cards before coming here. That threw me for a loop. The game he was dealing was blackjack, and how fast he was moving had me hypnotized. You want to play? I looked at him crazy. Nah, I told you I don't know how to play any card games. You never been to the casinos and played either? I shook my head no. He passed me some chips and told me where to place the bets. I did. Then he dealt me a hand. I looked at the cards waiting to find out what to do. If you want to hit it, tap the table. If you want to pass, wave over the card. I didn't know what I was hitting, so I hit the table. He threw me down another card. Then I hit again, and he took my cards. I was confused. I said, why you take my cards? He laughed and said, you bust out. I see you have a lot to learn, boo. I frowned. Well, look who we have here. I turned around and noticed my cousin coming my way. What the hell is she doing here? She sat next to me at the table, and I said, you go here too, Kelly? Since when? She laughed and said, girl, yeah. I just started last week. You know Mama and Shay here, too. Just what I needed, a school full of my fam. I already knew we were going to get into some shit. Hey, T, she waved at Tommy. I noticed the change in his attitude from the moment she sat down. I didn't know what that was all about, but once again, I kept my thoughts to myself. Sup, he said, and continued the game. Girl, you know Cortez back in town. We hooked up last night, bitch, and that motherfucker put in work. I was cracking up. My cousin was one of a kind. She was a light brown, creamy caramel skin beauty. Her mouth was reckless. She said just what was on her mind and didn't give a fuck who was around to hear it. I noticed Tommy roll his eyes and laugh even harder. She got her mouth from her mom, though. My cousin Angela was the life of the party at every event. Her and her sister Tangi could turn the fuck up. I was actually glad Angela was going here too because I knew every day would be a party. Kelly was wearing a tight red shirt with some blue jean shorts. Her hair was in a curly ponytail with big silver bangle earrings. You is a mess, girl. I thought you was done with his ass. Didn't he kick you out on the highway? She rolled her eyes and said, bitch, that's old news. He's changed. He said he was just drunk that night. Anyway, he rented a room for the night and was showing off his little money and shit. Girl, you know I had to get me. She got up and started dancing. I was laughing so hard I almost fell off the stool. I heard someone behind us calling Kelly, and just as quick as she came, she was gone. I was still laughing when I noticed Tommy grilling Kelly as she walked off. Why you looking at her like that? He went back to the cars and said, that's your people? Yeah, that's my cousin. Why? I can't stand that bitch. My facial expression showed my next question before I even said it. Why? What'd she do to you? She just too loud and ghetto. I rolled my eyes. That's just how she is. What's wrong with being ghetto? I mean, he had a lot of nerve talking about somebody when his ass walking around looking like the long lost blue black ninja turtle. Yeah, I had made it up in my mind that I was not feeling this asshole. Nobody talks shit about my family over everything where I'm from. Well, it was nice meeting you, but I'm about to slide. It's almost time for classes to start. With that, I left, heading to the chow hall. After classes were done for the day, I waited outside for my ride. Just thinking about all I had learned in one day was a lot to take in. The games all looked hard and intimidating. I hoped I would be as good as some of my classmates. Looking up from my paperwork, I noticed my cousin Kelly and Angela walking towards me. As soon as they reached me, Kelly said, how you like the school so far? Girl, these games are so easy. Mama been flying through each course. I looked over at Angela to see if it was true, and she was nodding her head also. They look so hard though, especially that roulette. It's too much. It's too much math, and that was never my strong subject in school. I said, biting my fingernails. It was a bad habit I had had since I was a child. I did it whenever I was nervous about something. That shit is as easy as one, two, three. You know we play games all day at the house. Whenever you want to practice, just come through. I'll help you. I planned on taking her up on that offer. I didn't know what to expect. Once I saw my mom's car pulling up, I told them I'd talk to them later. My mom was dressed and ready for church. I looked at her strangely. Mom, what are they having at church? We having revival? I said. She looked in the mirror to check her lipstick and said, nope, Mount Rest is having revival and we have to sing tonight. I'm going to drop you off at the house. It's food on the stove. Make sure you leave your sister some. I'm eating at the church, she said, warning me. I could eat like it was going out of style. It was okay because it seemed like everything I ate, it never stuck to me. I had a high metabolism. Ever since I was 7, I've had a slim, thick frame. It never changes. I don't have much ass and hips either. I'm getting there though. I always do these butt crunches to try and make it more round. If only I could speed up the process. Where's Lala at anyway? You didn't pick her up from school yet? My little sister was 15 going on 37. She swears up and down she's grown. Now once she becomes grown, she'll be wishing she'd enjoyed her childhood. I've always believed the child should stay in the child's place, but that damn Lala though. She was a stunning dark chocolate diva. She got her rich chocolate skin from her dad. I had my mom's color, a rich caramel. Nah, I haven't went to get her from school yet. I was already on this side of town, so I came to get you first, my mom said as we pulled off. I started to fill my mom in on all the events that happened today. She was used to my mouth running a mile a minute. She just nodded her head and kept a close eye on the road. As we neared my sister's school, I noticed she was wearing my red and black jersey dress. Oh, hell nah, I thought to myself. She wasn't expecting me to be in the car, so when she got in, I mugged her hard. She grabbed her head and said, ow, my sin hit me, she whined. I knew she was going to snitch. Ma, why she got on my clothes? She always wearing my stuff. I was too pissed. Most of the time, my mom would let us argue back and forth. It was always Latavia's word against mine. Lala, why are you wearing your sister's clothes? This isn't the first time you snuck out the house with her clothes. I noticed her rolling her eyes and I wanted to smack him out the socket. I was in a rush, and I thought this one was mine, she snickered, which made me even more angry. You went in my room, in my drawer, but you thought it was yours? Girl, I wanted to slap her so bad, I had to pray to keep my temper down. My little sister could always irk that last nerve of mine. When we pulled into the driveway, she rushed out of the car and into the house. I don't know why she thought she'd get off that easily, because I was far from done with her. As Mom pulled off to head to church, I smiled inwardly. Yeah, I'm a sneaky little bitch. I went directly into her room and grabbed the first cute outfit I saw out of her drawer. Ooh, I think this will be cute for tomorrow, I said, walking out of her room. I was giggling to myself when my sister tackled me from behind. We landed on the floor with a hard thud. Give it back! That's my new Ivy Park outfit! I was grabbing for the first thing I saw. I noticed a stuffed bear next to me on the floor. I grabbed it and popped her in the eye from behind. I must have put some muscle in it because she was holding her eye screaming, Ow, my eye! I didn't give a darn. I got up grabbing my neck. That little nigga had a good grip. If you want to be petty all your life, I can be petty too. Stay the fuck out my shit and I'll leave your shit alone. With that, I headed into the kitchen to fix our plates for dinner.